Hey, what's up guys? Harley here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got the best free stats app for cycling. Let's check it out. Well guys, if you're a stats nerd like me, I love analysing everything to do with cycling. It's one of the things that drew me to the sport actually. Being able to look at my Garmin, assess how I'm riding, come back, check my stats on Strava, all that sort of thing. It's really beneficial for me as a rider. Some people just want to ride and that's great, but for me, I really enjoy that part of it too. Just trying to get better and because I've got so much data, I can't get enough of it. And this one I wanted to show you was a free app that was shown to me by another cycling buddy just out of the blue. Shout out to Gary who gave it to us, and I've since told 50 people about it and we're all using it. It's called Intervals.icu. I'll take you through it in a sec just to show you what it's about, but it just gives you so much more data than anything else I've seen. It's free. Let's dive into it. I'll show you what it's about and hopefully you can get into it and share it with your mates too and enjoy the stats. Righto, so just bringing up the website, which is intervals.icu. And this is the main page here, just gives you an idea. This is sort of what the screens look like. Just so much data there, it's ridiculous. Guys, while I've got you, if you do find this information useful, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out with the algorithm, so this sort of information gets out to other people. I'm not sponsored by anyone, this is just me analysing stuff and sharing what I'm learning with the public, and hopefully if you get something out of it, that's all it's about. So please like and subscribe, and if you've got a better app or if I've missed something within this app, please comment below. Leave a comment, let us know what you think of it. It really helps me out the channel, and I do get back to everyone. Cheers. Just tracking down here, so you've got over 40,000 athletes are on here, so it gives you, similar to a Garmin, or it'll give you an age comparison for users that are on this app, which is quite handy as well. So you've got track your progress here. It'll sort of show you your fitness, your fatigue, and your form chart. So down the side here, up the top we'll start. So EFTP is your estimated FTP, judging from intervals.icu. So you can set your own one if you've just done a ramp test, but this will give you, based on your stats roughly, and they're very similar. They're within sort of 3 or 4 watts usually. And then you've got form, fatigue, and fitness. And I'll go through how that all works. You've got multi-sport, so you can do rides, you can do runs, swim, rowing, etc. And it'll give you all your power zones, your heart rate zones, and you can set paces as well. It's just so awesome. Then you've got a power curve chart, which is really cool. This will give you, sort of your, down here, you've got your 1 second power. So let's say this is his riding here. So he's got like a 920 watt stomp when he wants to put it down, and then it sort of shows you, tracking down what his 5 second power is. He's, what he's like at 20 minutes. So his 20-minute power is 300, roughly is 309, which is his 323. You can see here, which is his FTP. Basically, is how they work that out with the 20-minute one. Then we've got down here power rankings, and this is where it gives you compared to others. So it'll tell you, so he's in the 40 percentile for his age group, men between 40 and 49 years old. His age is 48. So his, at 5 seconds, he's 10 watts per kilo, which is in the 40 percentile, right? So the better you are, the higher this goes. So if you're in the 80 percentile, you can, for 5 seconds, hold 13.25 watts per kilo. It's really cool just how this all works. And then you've got your activity goal totals here, with your time spent in threshold, all your different zones here. So endurance, tempo, threshold, VO2 max, anaerobic and neuromuscular, and your heart rate zones as well. So you can just see here that the in-depth analysis that you can get with your data is just superior to Strava and the standard ones. And even I'm a subscriber to Strava, and even the top stuff doesn't have this amount of analytics. So just a phenomenal program. that's why I wanted to share it with you guys, and hopefully you can use it and nerd out into some of the stats that it gives you. This is just a brief overview. You can build your own charts and plot them. So he's got cadence here, power versus heart rate, and it's all mapped out here for you over your journey. Compare time periods and athletes. So you can compare over, last year to the year before, etc., all the way down. Look at all your activities; they're all in one place. It's a really good spot if you've got a coach as well. So you can both link up to your stats, so they can see your stats from this. Now, most coaches that I'm aware of have a program that they use anyway. You can either do it as mates or a group, or your team, or your race team, or what have you, or coaching as well, which is real handy. You can just all share your data with each other. Otherwise, it's completely private, so other people can't see it. And then you've got your activity time chart, which is probably the main one that I wanted to show you, which I'll get into mine in a second. I find that real handy. Again, more data, activity power charts. It just sort of shows you more stuff. A decoupling chart. It's just stuff here I haven't even used, it's just that in depth. Right, so getting into my actual stats here, this is what it looks like when you log in. So this is, again, a calendar. So this is your past history. So I did a ride yesterday. It was only a zone 2 sort of a ride for me, so it wasn't anything to write home about, but we'll just go and have a look at it. So you click on this, and up it comes with your complete data over the whole ride. So if you're looking down the side here, you've got power, 30-second power, heart rate, cadence, and then your altitude, so where you were. Now we live basically on the coast, so we're sort of zero. It's not massive amounts. I know a lot of the American guys and European guys are training at altitude, so this would have a big bearing. I don't really look at that because it's not really affecting me. We might be up 400 meters at best, sort of thing, maybe. I think. So look, what I really get a kick out of is up here. So you can see here at this certain time. For 93 seconds, I held 152 watts at 121 BPM, which was in zone 2. And it gives you, throughout your ride, little spurts that you've done, which I find awesome. So up here, we did 495 watts for 12 seconds, with 138 beats per minute, and that was in zone 7. So I was doing 184% of my, total capacity, what I'm sort of used to doing. So I really like that because you can't get that on Strava, you can't get that on your Garmin, and people talk about what's your 20-second power, what's your 5-second power. This gives it to you, so real handy. You can see up the top here, this is all the analytics of that complete workout. So my normalized power was 208. My FTP, I've put that in at 269. That's come down from me being crook, so I got up to 275 for the Brigadoon 100, and then got crook and had a couple of weeks off the bike and just still getting back into fitness now. So that's been readjusted. Weight 80 kilos. How many calories I burnt. All that similar stuff to what you've got on Strava, but that's just all of it up here. Then the other really, really good one down here is the fitness section. So coming over to today, this is really handy. So you can see you've got these sections down the side here. So you're in a transitional section, you're fresh, you're in a grey zone, or you're optimal, or you're in a high risk zone. So just reading this down the bottom, this is how it all works. So the purple zone, the purple line shows fatigue. So you've got the purple line up the top here. So that's your fatigue rate, tracking there. So you've basically got two charts. You've got this upper half and then this bottom half, which is your form. So the training load per day, and then your form is the bottom section. The form is the main one that I'm looking at, okay? So when your form is in an optimal training range, you are gaining fitness. So when you're in the optimal section here, which is I've just got back into it after a few days of riding, that's when you're gaining fitness. You're in the optimal section, right? So that's really handy to know. So before you go out for a ride, or you track it straight after a ride so you can see how you're progressing. When your form is fresh and you are fit, then you are ready to race, okay? So fresh is this blue line here. So this has been really handy for me leading up to races. So I'll track this, 3 or 4 days before. If I've got a crit on or a road race or whatever, I'll keep an eye on it and try and get my body back to that fresh section, which this line's changing every day. And I just find that it works really well because it tells you where your body's at, and it's come in real handy for me. I'm just trying to get off here. Here we go, so you can see it. So that ready to race thing is just awesome. Psychologically as well, when you can see your line is in the fresh section and you're about to line up for a race, you've got all your ducks in a row. Just helps mentally for me as well. So then you've got here, avoid staying in the high risk zone, which is in the red. So when you're in the red, you can see down here, I was absolutely burning the candle at both ends here. This was, when was this? April. So yeah, I was in the middle of trying to get super fit there and just almost overdoing it. Well, that looks like overtraining. It says here, if you stay in there for a long time, you might become overtrained. You need to include periodic rest weeks in your training to recover from fatigue and to be at your best to eventually get to your goal. So you can see here, I've come up from out of there, gone into the fitness area, a little bit of grey, so I'm not sure, I might have done a few lighter ones there, or maybe took some time off for a holiday. Just can't remember exactly where I was there. But then you get up to here into May and there's a lot of blue there, and that would have been done on purpose, I reckon, because I remember using this to get into races. So just wanted to show you that. It's really handy for guys that race or guys that have an event coming up. That's a big one. And then obviously the power, so you can see the day before, 1170 watts. 71 watts was my maximum, so that was back in the 28th of May. So I did 11:38 the other day, a couple of days ago, just chasing cars up and down one of our highways just for sprint practice, and it gives you an idea of what your 1 second power is. If you come down to the 20-minute, it should be around with what my FTP is, 268, 269. There you go. So it gives you everything in between. So my 5-minute power is 337, 60 seconds is 424. All right, so it just gives you a lot more information. I just wanted to show you this app, guys, because it's a phenomenal piece of software. They've also got they've also got a iPhone app, which I use the iPhone app a lot more. It's a little bit more condensed, but if you jump onto this website, the desktop app, it's a lot more in depth again. So you can just really nerd out on some stats here. And this is a good one, like just for this activity, you can see here, I did 2 lots of 9 to 20 seconds at 426 watts, doing 63 RPM. So that's probably up a hill, I would think, if I'm only doing 63 RPM. 5 lots of 10 seconds at 453. So just having that data where you won't pick that up when you're on the bike, I find it just awesome. So that's it. I hope you get something out of it, guys. Well, thanks for viewing this video. I hope you got something out of it. Remember to like and subscribe if you got something from this video. And until I see you next time, take it easy.